Yeah, hi folks. Now I'm very pleased that we're finally getting rid of those lying bastards on News Hub, but sadly we're still stuck with the lying bastards on One News, who for some strange reason never cover Trump positively, and who still believe that Biden is alive and kicking.
No mai hoki mai. The two main candidates to be the next US president have made clashing visits to the US-Mexico border in a high-stakes political duel, with illegal migration set to be the deciding issue in November's election. Joe Biden visited Brownsville, Texas, scrambling to show he's not weak on the issue.
He is weak on the issue. He promotes it.
Took too long to get it right. I'll be president of the United States, not vice president of the United States. And the fact is, I've made it very clear. Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. You know, 11 million people living in the shadows, I believe they're already American citizens. Teddy Roosevelt said it better. He said, Americanism is not a question of birthplace or creed or a line of descent. It's a question of principles, idealism, and character. These people are just waiting for a chance to be able to contribute fully. And by that standard, 11 million undocumented aliens are already Americans, in my view.
¿Quién es mejor para el inmigrante ilegal? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. ¿Cuál es mejor, Trump or Joe Biden?
John Biden, de igual manera.
Joe Biden. Trump or Joe Biden?
John Biden.
Trump or Joe Biden?
John Biden.
Joe Biden. Trump or Joe Biden?
Es el Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. We're asking for Joe Biden to help us accomplish our dreams here, and so we can get ahead.
Yeah, so Biden is buying votes.
More illegal migrants have been detained during his presidency than previous ones. And Donald Trump's flown into Eagle Pass, where the Texas governors defied the Biden White House, using soldiers and razor wire barricades to try to stem the surge. It's a huge issue for America, with the number of crossings spiking since 2021, when COVID restrictions were lifted. Nearly 2.5 million undocumented migrants crossed the southern border last year alone. It's an increasing influx that's overwhelmed processing facilities and social services around the United States. This report from US correspondent Logan Church.
The US-Mexico border, not only a humanitarian crisis, but a political issue, so decisive that both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump came to southern Texas on the same day.
No, Joe Biden didn't want to come. He was forced to follow Trump.
What is your reaction? Why do you think he's here today? I don't think it's an accident. And he had bragged about reversing the policies that you put in place. What's your reaction?
Well, I know why he's here, because he found out that we were coming. We were here. Look, you and I made this agreement 2 weeks ago.
No, actually, a month and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. But we made it a while ago, and the word got out. And a couple of weeks ago, it started getting out. And then they found out for sure. You put up the nice little picture on the right-hand bottom corner of your television set that I was coming. And all of a sudden, they announced that they're coming. But they went to the wrong area. They went to an area that the governor and myself have done a good job on. And there's essentially nobody coming through. So, you know, you're not seeing it. This area is tough.
It's real simple. It's time to act. It's long past time to act.
We call it Biden migrant crime, but that's a little bit long. So we'll just leave it. But every time you hear the term migrant crime, you know where that comes from.
The political enemies were in different places.
They like Trump. Could you believe it?
But with the same objective: to convince voters they know how to fix it.
They're coming from jails, and they're coming from prisons, and they're coming from mental institutions.
The problem is both their track records on the border aren't great. Trump promised to build a border-wide wall and make Mexico pay for it. That didn't happen.
And that was because Biden stopped it. But now, the very slow penny is dropping.
Tonight, President Biden, who rallied against Donald Trump's border wall, clearing the way for more wall to be built, facing a surge of migrants and a humanitarian crisis, sending tens of thousands across the U.S. border. His own Homeland Security director saying today there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States.
Yeah, now folks, Biden keeps on saying Trump stands for nothing, but the opposite is true, as everything Biden does has to be the opposite of Trump policies. So Biden stands for nothing except being opposite.